Morning students, this is part 2 video subject accountancy chapter 1 accounting for share capital. In the first part we have discussed about what is company, various features of company and then various kinds of companies. So what is a company? A company is an artificial person created under Companies Act. Okay, it is invisible, intangible and existing only in the eyes of law. What are the features of company? Make a recap. Body corporate, separate legal entity, limited liability, perpetual succession, common seal, transferability of shares, may issue or be issued. Okay. And then various kinds of company, you know very well: private company, public company, companies limited by shares, companies limited by guarantee, unlimited companies. Okay, in this video we are going to see about various types of companies. What are the various types of companies? Authorized capital, issued capital, subscribed capital, called up capital, paid up capital, uncalled capital, reserve capital. First one, authorized capital. Authorized capital is nothing but the registered capital mentioned in Memorandum of Association. What is Memorandum of Association? It is a legal document created by our board of directors during starting up of company. Okay, so the authorized capital should be mentioned in Memorandum of Association. Okay, the second one is the other name of authorized capital is called nominal capital or registered capital. Okay, and the other point is, the third point is example, if the authorized capital of a company is rupees 1 lakh, so the company should issue share capital less than 1 crore. Okay, so maybe 90 lakh, 80 lakh, 50 lakh, 20 lakh, like that. The share capital amount should not exceed 1 crore or equal to 1 crore. Do you understand? Okay, so what are the 3 points we have discussed? The other name of authorized capital is nominal capital and registered capital. Second point, the register amount should be mentioned in Memorandum of Association. The third one is, the company should issue share capital less than authorized capital or registered capital. Example, the 1 crore is there authorized capital. The company should not issue 1 crore amount, okay, or more than 1 crore. It should issue less than 1 crore. Okay, so the authorized capital amount can be increase or decrease. Okay, with the procedure laid down in Companies Act. Okay, we can see everything, every types of capital in two examples. First one, see, authorized capital. Authorized capital is also called registered capital or nominal capital. So 4 lakh shares of rupees 10 each, 40 lakh is our company's authorized capital. Okay, see, issue capital. Issued capital is part of authorized capital. So what's the authorized capital, sorry, issued capital? 20 lakh. Okay, so 2 lakh shares of rupees 10 each, we will get 20 lakhs. So then what may be the unissued capital? Remaining 20 lakhs. Okay, so 2 lakh shares of rupees 10 each is unissued capital. And then subscribed capital. Subscribed capital is part of issued capital. Here we issue only 2 lakh shares. Okay, so the company issue 2 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. The shareholders subscribed all these shares. They got all the 2 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Sometimes unsubscribed capital will be also there. That is 2 lakh shares issue means sometimes the shareholder will get only 1 lakh 50,000 shares, and the remaining 50,000 share is called unsubscribed capital. So issued capital is of two types. One is subscribed capital, another one is unsubscribed capital. Okay, so in this sum the shareholder got all the 2 lakh shares. This is called subscribed capital. So subscribed capital, the called up capital is also there. The part of subscribed capital is called called up capital and uncalled up capital. Okay, here see, so called up capital rupees 8, the share value is rupees 10, but the company is reissue at rupees 8. So remaining 2 rupees yet to receive, that is called uncalled capital. Okay, so rupees 8 is called capital, rupees 2 is called uncalled capital. This is calls in arrear. Calls in arrear is nothing but the amount not yet paid. Okay, so issued capital, see, so 80,000 and then rupees 15 each, and then called up capital, so 80,000 fully it was subscribed, 80,000 at rupees 10. So this is called subscribed, sorry, 80,000 at rupees 10 each, this is called up capital. So the share value is rupees 15, but we issue only for rupees 10. So remaining 5 rupees is called uncalled capital, and then paid up capital. See, so 80,000 is issue capital, but the shareholders got only 70,000 shares. Okay, so remaining 10,000 shares is there, no, that is unpaid capital. So 80,000 is issued capital, the shareholder got only 70,000 shares, that is paid up capital. Remaining 10,000 is called unpaid capital. Okay, yes. Now we are going to see issue capital. Issue capital is part of authorized capital. Okay, so it is we can't issue all the amount of authorized capital. Already I told that we should not issue the whole amount, we have to issue a part of its authorized capital. Okay, so issued capital is a part of authorized capital which is offered to the public for subscription, so including shares offered to vendors for consideration other than cash. So we did one sum related to this. Okay, so example, if a X company purchased an asset for rupees 1 crore, so the company is not ready to pay 1 crore amount. Instead of paying 1 crore in cash, now they are going to issue capital, issue shares. Okay, so to the vendors, that is called consideration other than cash. I think page number 68, sum number 9 and 10. Okay, refer that sum. Okay, so the part of authorized capital not offered for subscription to the public is known as unissued capital. The previous example I told, right? So 80,000, so the only 70,000 they are subscribed. Okay, so remaining amount they won't subscribe, that is called unsubscribed capital. So third one, subscribed capital. Subscribed capital is the part of issued capital. So there are two types of issued capital, that is subscribed capital and unsubscribed capital. Okay, so it can be said that the entire issued capital will be taken up or subscribed by the public. Sometimes the shareholder will get all the issue capital. Okay, so it may be subscribed in full or in part. I told, right, 2 lakh of shares. The shareholders sometimes they purchase full amount, full shares, 2 lakh of shares. Sometimes they will get only 1,50,000 of shares. Okay, so the remaining 50,000 is unsubscribed capital, that is told here. The part of issued capital which is subscribed by the public is known as subscribed capital. Okay, so called up capital. Called up capital is a part of subscribed capital. Okay, so called up capital and then uncalled up capital. Okay, so there are two types of subscribed capital. One is called up capital, another one is uncalled capital. So it is the part of subscribed capital which is called by the company to pay shares allotted. It is not necessary for the company to call for the entire amount of shares subscribed by the shareholder. The amount which is not collected by the company is called uncalled capital. For example, the company issue 60,000 shares of rupees 10. Okay, so at this time the company is issuing 60,000 shares of rupees 7 each. Okay, so 3 rupees yet to be received. So 60,000 into 7, 4 lakh 20,000. Okay, this is called up capital. So uncalled capital 60,000 into 3. Okay, 3 rupees yet to be received, right? So 60,000 into 3 equal to 1 lakh 80,000. And then paid up capital. So paid up capital is part of called up capital. Okay, so in paid up capital, we have seen one sum, that is one shareholders having 500 shares failed to pay call money rupees 2. Okay, and then see 500 into 2 we will get 1000. Okay, already I told 60,000 into 7, 4 lakh 20,000 minus 1000. Okay, so we will get 4 lakh 19,000. This is called paid up capital. Okay, so remaining 1000 rupees is called calls in arrear, that is fail to repay. So see, there it is the part of called up capital which is actually paid by the shareholders. Therefore it is known as real capital of the company. Is they can issue 1 lakh 2 lakh of shares, but the paid, if the shareholders paid for share is called paid up capital. Whenever a particular amount is called and shareholder fail to pay the amount fully or partially, this is known as unpaid calls or calls in arrear. I told with example, right? Paid up capital formula, called up capital minus calls in arrear. So everything we did as numerical sums. Okay, now we are seeing that sum as theory. And then reserve capital. So it is the portion of subscribed capital. So reserve capital is created for safety purpose for the company. During wind up of company, they use this reserve capital for closing shareholders dividend account and creditors account. Okay, so it is the portion of subscribed capital which is not to be called by the company except on its winding up. Okay, so during liquidation of company, this reserve capital is available only to the creditors in case of liquidation of the companies. In order to close the creditors account, this reserve capital is used. And then shares. What do you mean by shares? So share is a small part, okay, or unit of a huge amount. If the company needs 1 lakh rupee, okay, or 1 crore rupee, so immediately they can't make arrangement. Okay, so they have lot and thousands of transaction, and then for rotation also they will need more money. So for that they will issue shares to the public. They will form one prepare one share certificate. Okay, so and then they will issue to their shareholders. The shareholders, they will pay share application money, allotment money, like that. Okay, so for example, 1 lakh rupee of rupees 10. Okay, so 1 lakh into 10 we will get 10 lakhs. So like that easily it is pool the amount. Okay, we can get, the company can get lump sum of amount. Okay, for to meet their day to day transaction. So a part or portion of a large amount that is divided among a number of people in the sense shareholders, or to which a number of people contribute. They will contribute 1000 rupees, 100 rupees, like that for the share application money. Definition: share is defined as an interest having a money value made up of diverse rights specified under the Articles of Association. The shareholders can enjoy various types of rights by issuing shares. Okay, classification of shares. There are two types of shares, that is preference shares and cumulative shares. It's stated under Companies Act 1956. We can see one by one. Preference shares. Preference shareholders are the first, okay, superior shareholders of the company. The dividend paid to preference shareholders is first. After paying preference shareholders, only equity shareholders can pay. Yes, the preference shareholders are called partial ownership in a company. Okay, 50% of the ownership can be enjoyed by preference shareholders. They have the right to enjoy the dividend firstly. Okay, they can get dividend first. Okay, so then they can enjoy the coupon rate system. They can enjoy the increase in share value, like that. That is coupon rate, discount, and then premium. So this type of offer preference shareholder can enjoy. And then, so dividend will be calculated always on pro rata basis. Okay, from the date of allotment of such preference shares. If the preference share is allotted, they must be allotted according to pro rata system. And then preference shareholder always receive their dividend first. Already I told, right? The preference shareholder, they will get dividend very fast. Okay, yes. Preference shareholder do not enjoy any voting right. Yes, they can't vote. Okay, so for what purpose they have to vote? They have to vote to select the board of directors. Okay, equity shareholders, they have the right to vote for selecting board of directors for the company. The preference shareholder have a greater claim on the company's asset than common stockholders. That is, the company can't pay the dividend. Okay, so it was during the liquidation time, the board of directors will sell all the assets of the company to give dividend to the preference shareholders. At that time, the company selling their asset, right, they will get a lump sum amount. So first, the preference shareholder have the right to enjoy the lump sum amount. They can get the dividend. First preference to preferential shareholders. The maximum redemption period for preference shareholders is 20 years. So redemption period is 20 years. Even they can enjoy the profit of the company. Sometimes the company will give share on their profit. Preference shareholders. Okay, next one, equity shareholders. Equity shareholders are issued and traded every day in the stock market. So the equity shareholders, they can enjoy the daily market. They can, shareholders can trade their securities on daily basis. So the equity shareholder only get dividend after preference shareholders and debenture holders. Okay, so the equity shareholders who hold this type of shares will receive dividend after getting preferential shareholders and debenture shareholders. So equity shareholder have the right to vote. Okay, so the return on equity shares are not at all fixed. So the return on equity shares, everybody needs return. Okay, they have to get some return more than they invested in equity share capital. Okay, the board of director decide how much of the dividend will be paid to the equity shareholders. The dividend amount is fixed by the board of directors. Okay, after annual general meeting. Okay, so, and then equity shareholders have the right to vote on any resolution placed before the company. So equity shareholder, they have the right to vote. Okay, to vote and select the board of directors and other important decision also they can vote. Thank you, children. So we have discussed everything, various kinds of share capital and two types of shares. Okay, so that's all. So next video we can see about partnership. Okay, so I have given you the content regarding this authorized capital example, authorized capital issued, unissued, everything I have prepared in a short manner. Okay, so you can also prepare